Hi there, this is Rob at Reason101.net, and I am back with some more tutorials for you. This one is going to be a bit of a tricky tutorial, but it will expose some of the features that you can use with Thor, and also how to get some of the features of your Kong effects to work inside a combinator. So let's start off by creating a combinator. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to open let me see, open my tools here. Let's do an empty template. And then in the template, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just create a synth. So I am going to create an instrument, and I will use this one. It's a little loud. Okay, let's turn off the delay for this. Okay, now we're going to create a Kong device. And inside the Kong, what I'm going to do is I am going to put, what am I going to put? Let's do a ring modulator. And then let's hook it up. So the main outs are going into here. What we want to do is have Thor go into the Kong device so we can access the effects, and then I'll just move these over so that it's on there. So now what's happening? Going through ring modulator. Actually, let's use a tape echo. Let's try Okay, so it's a bit of an effect here. Now that's great and everything, but what if you want to automate this dry effect and go from dry to wet? You can't really do that here, and so it's kind of like an all or nothing thing. You either have the effect or you don't. But one of the things you can do is you can create another Thor, and this time I will empty out all the controls, and I will turn on actually we don't even need to have that on. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to create basically a dry wet switch, and I'm going to access this on the mod wheel of the combinator. So let's go into the programmer. In the first Thor, which is the sound source, I'll just change that. Sound source, okay. Now the sound source, we don't want to use the mod wheel, so we'll just turn it off. Kong, we don't need to use the mod wheel in there. Thor is where we do want to use the mod wheel. So what we're going to do is we have our Thor here. We're also going to create a spider audio merger and splitter, and I'm holding down the shift key when I create it so that it doesn't root anything. Okay, it stays empty. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to bypass, let's see, I'm going to split the signal that's coming out of Thor. I'm going to send one split into the inputs 1 and 2. I'm going to send another one into 1 and 2. Crazy, right? Okay, so now what we're going to do, we've got two different splits going into 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 inside this Thor. So in the programmer in Thor, what you're going to do is you're going to say audio input 1, audio input 2, audio input 3, and audio input 4. And then you're going to put the amounts to 100, and this is going to go into audio output 1, it's going to go into audio output 2, and then the same thing, we're going to duplicate this audio output 1, audio output 2. And now on the amount, the first two I'm going to send it to -100, and on the second two I'm going to set it to +100, and all of these are going to be sent to the mod wheel. Okay, so now what's happening is we've got one split that's actually going to need to go to right here, and then this split over here is going to go down here. Okay, so this first split now is going to be going into the effect, and the effect is going to go back out into the audio out input 1 and 2 on Thor, and the second split, which is your dry split, is going to go into 3 and 4 and also going to come out 1 and 2. Now what's going to control that is the mod wheel. The mod wheel, when it's set to -100, and actually I should switch these so that when it's set to +100 we're going to hear the effect, and when it's set to -100 it's going to be the dry signal. So these two are the wet, these two are the dry. Okay, and now it's controlled by this mod wheel right here. So when we play it, it's going to be dry. When we lift it, it's going to be wet. So that's how you can control this little dry wet signal using nothing but an additional Thor and additional Spider audio. Hope you've enjoyed that tutorial. Again, I'm Rob at reason101.net, and come visit me for some more tutorials like this. Thanks for watching.